This is the part of semen retention that almost no one prepares you for. If you've spent any time watching videos about semen retention, you've probably heard people talk about increased confidence, more energy, greater focus, and feeling more in control of their lives. Those stories are everywhere, but very few people talk about the difficult middle stage, the stage where you begin to question yourself, the stage where your motivation isn't as strong as it was on day one, the stage where old habits begin calling your name again, the stage where you wonder if anything is actually changing. And honestly, that's the part one want to talk about today, because that phase can feel confusing, lonely, and frustrating. It's often the point where many people decide to give up, not necessarily because they lack discipline, but because they weren't expecting the journey to become difficult in a different way. In this video, I'm sharing my personal journey of more than 3 years of exploring semen retention. This isn't a story about perfection. I haven't always gotten everything right. I've experienced periods of strong discipline, moments where I felt completely focused on my goals, and times when I slipped back into old habits that I thought I had already left behind. Before I ever started this journey, I was a varsity athlete and a semi-professional soccer player. I understood what discipline looked like in sports. I knew what it meant to train when I didn't feel like it, to push through discomfort, and to stay committed to a goal. But I eventually realized that physical discipline and personal discipline are not always the same thing. You can be physically strong and still struggle with the habits that nobody else sees. That realization humbled me. There were moments when I thought I had finally figured everything out. I believed I had become disciplined enough that nothing could pull me backwards. Then life happened. Stress happened. Comfort happened, distractions happened, and little by little, I noticed myself becoming less intentional. That's when I learned one of the biggest lessons of this entire journey. The greatest enemy isn't always temptation. Sometimes it's comfort. When life becomes comfortable, we stop paying attention. We stop protecting the habits that helped us grow. We become less intentional with our time. We tell ourselves, I'll get serious tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes next week, and before we know it, we're wondering how we drifted so far from the person we wanted to become. But here's the realization that changed my perspective. Maybe you're not losing yourself. Maybe you're letting go of a version of yourself that no longer fits the person you're becoming. Growth often feels uncomfortable because you're leaving familiar patterns behind. Breaking a habit isn't just about saying no to one behavior. It's about learning how to build a different life. A life where discipline becomes part of your identity instead of something you only rely on when motivation is high. For many people, changing long-established habits can feel unsettling because routines and coping mechanisms have become familiar over time. That discomfort doesn't automatically mean you're failing. It can simply mean you're adjusting to doing things differently. For me, this journey became much bigger than simply counting days. It became about asking deeper questions. Who am I becoming? What kind of man do I want to be 5 years from now? What habits are helping me move toward that future? And what habits are quietly pulling me away from it? Those questions changed everything. I also began to realize that discipline without purpose doesn't last. If your only goal is to reach a certain number of days, eventually you'll lose motivation. But if your goal is to become a wiser, kinder, healthier, and more disciplined person, then every day becomes part of something much bigger. For me, faith also became an important part of that process. It reminded me that true change isn't only about willpower. It's also about humility, self-examination, repentance when needed, and choosing each day to live according to the values you believe in. Whether your motivation comes from faith, family, personal goals, or simply wanting a healthier relationship with yourself, having a purpose beyond the streak itself can make it easier to stay committed. So if you're watching this today and you're in that confusing stage, if you feel like you've lost your motivation, if you're questioning whether you're making progress, or if you're simply tired of starting over, I want you to know that you're not alone. You don't have to become perfect overnight. You just have to keep choosing the next right step. One decision, one day, one habit at a time. That's how lasting change is built. Throughout this video, I'll share the lessons I learned over more than 3 years, the mistakes, the victories, and the mindset shifts that helped me keep moving forward. My hope isn't to convince you that everyone's experience will be the same as mine. It's simply to share my story honestly, so you can take whatever is useful for your own journey and leave what isn't. If this video encourages you, teaches you something new, or reminds you not to give up on yourself, I'd really appreciate your support. I'm a 20-year-old trying to build something meaningful through this channel. My goal is to create content that encourages discipline, purpose, and personal growth, one video at a time. If you believe more conversations like this should reach people who need them, please take a second to like this video, subscribe to The Rare Path, and share it with someone who might benefit from it. Every like, every comment, and every subscription helps this message reach another person. Now, let's begin the journey together.